to mute some of your. Yep, I'm gonna start there, and y'all will be muted there.
Your ghosts.
I've ghosted you all.
The ghosts of Amber or something.
There you go. All right.
Oh, crap. Thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. I'm pretty nervous right now, but we'll get through this. I never actually thought this would happen when I proposed it to Steve, but here we are. First, player cameras are muted on purpose right now. That's not a technical difficulty. I've got something in line here, and that's kind of how it's going to play out. Second, we'll get to player introductions before the break, so we're going to save that there too. Third, my wife is sick and my kid is asleep and she's trying not to get him sick. So if you see me cut to a short break, I got a text that says, "Come get the baby." So that's in the works too right now. So with that, the year is 1491. Tales of defeat of Tiamat by adventurers from the Sword Coast have reached the Sea of Fallen Stars region, which you can see on your screen. Monarchies, democracies, nobles, and commoners alike are surprised that a region so young was so successful, but thankful nonetheless. However, cities of the East, older and more established, are still in need of adventurers. As an early spring frost covers the grass and low-lying plants outside the main gate, people line up for entrance to the city. Laborers, dirt encrusting their hands, balance shovels and pickaxes on their shoulders. Merchants, cloaks pulled close for warmth, sit in their wagons, anxiously awaiting a chance to turn a profit. And travelers from near and far, hoping for a new start or adventure, take notice of nearby faces, making mental notes of people they may run into later. With crossbowmen and archers above and halberdiers below, as newcomers pass the gate, they gain entrance into Cormyr's premier port of Marsember, the city of spices. Closest to the gates is a group of laborers, including a peculiar-looking halfling. And this is where we will begin. So, Osel, you are at the very back of the line. In front of you, there is a wagon. There's a strange pair of a dwarf and an elf kind of hanging out. And around the wagon are a group of laborers, and kind of in the middle of it is a very, very short, you can't quite see because you're from behind, but it's a very short person. And yeah, so you're back there, and you see everything coming up. From your perspective, Ozak and Quill, you see the laborers in front of you, and you can kind of hear them complaining. They've been working all night. They're dirty. They're tired. The one in the middle, though, is kind of not moving a whole lot. He's trying to keep to himself and do that. But you also have just the ability to overhear some of the guards talking. And as the gates open and people start to come in, the laborers start to push through a little bit. And you move up. You hear the guards talking a little bit. And like, did you hear about the undead? They are apparently popping up everywhere. My friend in the Navy, he works over there at the base, and he says they're popping up at the mouth of the river. And you kind of both look at each other a little bit and are a little. Eyes back and forth, kind of questioning each other, and you hear someone mention the name Delthrin Everett. And he says, "Yes, this Delthrin. He, I bet you it's him again. Him and his undead creatures, his popping up, his projects." And then, yip yap, your crew starts to walk forward. However, the wagon is not working. It seems that one of the axles on the wheel has come loose, and it's just started to lilt. The wheel is kind of off a little bit, and it's not quite rolling straight, and they can't really get it to pull. The horse is really struggling to pull it. So you hear one of the other laborers yell back, "Oi! Does one of you want to come help push?" And he's yelling at you, Ozak. He's like, "You're a stout little dwarf. Get over here and push."
I think I can help. Shouldn't be too hard.
So you lean into it and you start pushing. And
just lean in, kind of start push.
And you're pushing, and it's starting to move a little bit. And he's like, "Oi, skinny elf boy, get over here. Let's push."
I just puff on my pipe and I walk up and put a shoulder into it to help.
And
Kind of laughing.
that little bit was all it took, and that thing starts to go. So as that goes, Yip Yap, your whole pack, you in the middle, starts to move forward and starts to pass through the gate. Osel, roll a perception check. Yeah. So as Ozak and Quill move up, and they when they turn to look at each other, you're able to see their faces, and you recognize them. And as they started to push, Yip Yap had turned to see if the wagon was pushing, and you recognize him as well, as a very, very peculiarly dressed halfling. But you've seen all of this before.
I have, and I do not know how we ended up in the same place. Perhaps it was divine intervention, but I know these faces, and I need to go interact with these individuals. We've all got a story to tell.
So, you start to make it through the gate, Yip Yap. And here is what it looks like. So here is the gate, the front gate of Marsember. Let me just get these out of the way. Ozak and Quill kind of behind, Osel in the rear, and then the large caravan with the broken but being pushed horse and cart. So everyone begins to make it through. The laborers start to go through. Yip Yap goes through. Everybody's through here. The horse is even starting to make it. You guys are pushing in the back. And everyone has started to move up. As you get closer and closer, and as your pack, Yip Yap, begins to make it through, you start to turn to the left. One of the guards up top turns and says, squints his eyes down there. Hey, little halfling man. What? Turn around, let me see you. Let me see your face.
Wow. So I'm going to turn around slowly, make sure my hooded cloak is pulled tight, my hat covering down over my face, and I'm going to slowly turn and look at the guard.
Okay. Side note, Yip Yap, your video has frozen.
Oh. Well, let me see about that.
Let's just get this all out of the way early, guys, and not a problem.
You can still hear me, I take it.
We can still hear you.
All right. I wonder if I need to come in and come out of Zoom.
That's going to mess up a lot of stuff.
Okay, well, I won't do that then. Let me see.
We'll work on it. If we have to we can hear you, and we can see your face, so
Can
we'll
you
just
see
keep...
me now?
No, you're still frozen. We'll deal with it during the break.
All right.
But for now, since we can hear you, that's all that really matters.
Okay.
You don't have a funny face, so we're good to go here.
You're not missing much.
Okay. So, all right. So as you've made it through, he turns and you've turned back and you show him your face. And he looks down and he squints even further. He says, "Boys, this is the one we've been looking for." And you see this guy, you see a few guys start to head back. They start making their way down the stairs. This guy, All of them. They all start, this guy, they all start to make a turn. And they're moving fast. They're starting to hustle. They're starting to come down. And your laborer friends are a little confused. And the head guy turns and goes, "Oi, we've been coming back here for like 4 freaking days. What's the deal now? It's our little friend. It's Bob. This is what he's been doing." And he's like, "This is not who you think it is. We are coming to get you. You will come with us." And they come down the stairs. Yip Yap, what would you like to do?
Well, they're coming down the stairs. Are they armed?
Oh, they're armed. You have a crossbowman, 2 bowmen, a halberdier, and then from the front of the gate, 2 more halberdiers turn and start to come back.
And they're city guardsmen?
They are city guardsmen. So there's like, and then the other tower starts to look, and they're looking down, and it's starting to get a little dicey. There's probably like 8 guys, 8 guys going after you.
I'm gonna whisper to this guy who's next to me, one of my worker guys, one of my pack, and I'm gonna say, if they take me, I can't help you dig anymore. Help me.
He says, "Buddy, that wasn't part of our deal. I just gave you some money to go dig, and you dug holes. We're out." And they just freaking run. They just take off. They're like, they leave the horse. They don't care. These guys are like, peace out. And the city guards start to move very quickly. They're coming after him. People looking around in the city too, like, what's going on here? There's like just a couple people walking down the street, like a woman and her kid, and they abruptly turn and start going the other way. They don't want anything to do with this. Your guardsmen all peel out. They're like, "Oi, we're out of here. This is not where we want to be."
All right.
I see them advancing on him, and I kind of run up and try and get in the middle of this.
Okay.
I push past Ozak and I push past Quill, and I tell the city guard, excuse me. This creature is none of your business. It is not your concern."
Make a persuasion check.
And I'm going to cower behind my new protector.
Okay. So you turn and you speak to this guy, and he says, "What do you mean, this creature? What do you mean by creature?"
He is my friend. That's all you need to know.
"And who are you?"
My name is Osul. And that's all you need to know about that as well.
Okay. There we go. Sorry, guys, I just turned off my Discord notifications. Says, "If this is your friend and your name is Osu, you are fairly big man, little white in the face. That's a little disconcerting. However, if you vouch for him, you have shiny armor. Yeah, I guess we shall let him go. But we will be watching you.
That's a wise decision on your part.
Very, very carefully. So tread lightly, my friend."
Noted.
All right. What
I
do you
turn
do?
around. I say, I'm glad I saw you. We need to talk.
Thank you for coming to my aid, tall, pale person.
You don't remember me?
No. Should I know you? Have we met?
Yeah, but we'll get to that. But that's we've certainly have met. It's weird that you don't remember, but we'll get to that. For right now, you're safe, and that's all that matters. Is you weren't in the hands of those a little obnoxious city guards.
Thank you for your assistance.
And do you guys stick around, or what are you guys going to do?
I kind of look around and make sure there's no other threats, immediate threats, and I kind of walk back towards the horse and try and say, there's other friends we need to attend to. Follow me.
Well, I'm gonna follow him really close, like cowering behind him.
And I'll come over here with Ozak and Quill and say, dwarf friend, elf friend, I'm glad we found you guys too. This is a fortuitous experience that we're all here together, and I'm glad that we've refound each other again.
Again? I do not know you, friend. I have never seen you in my life. Although I hate to call you enemy, but I am not your friend.
I look around. We've battled together. All of us have.
My friend, I have not battled in years. It would be impossible for me to tell you if we have battled.
I have never been in a battle, so I know I've not smoked this pipe too long.
And I am a halfling minstrel. Music is my life, not combat.
Well, this is very concerning, but what's important is that we're together, and we should stay together. We've all got a common purpose, and we need to stick together. We, as our small friend here has already found out, these streets are dangerous. We should stick together, and there's a tavern nearby. We should go there.
And you hear, like, in the background too, like, with all this ruckus, like, there's dogs barking, and it's kind of crazy. Like, people are starting to finally back out, and the guards are starting to head back to their posts, and they're keeping a really, really hard eye on you guys, though. Especially since you walked back out of the gate, that was a little worrisome for them. But yeah, they decide to let you pass, and you can head back into town. Yip Yap, if you don't remember, the name of the tavern that you frequent with your laborer friends is called the Old Oak. So if you would like to go there, that is where you can go. There are other taverns you can patronize, however.
I am familiar with the tavern here, the Old Oak.
Well, let's go there then. We can all talk over a nice beverage. How about that?
You lead the way, and I will direct you from behind.
Sounds good, old friend.
Oh, Zach, are we following them? Strangers? I mean...
I do not see why not. If it is merely to gain access to a tavern, there cannot be any harm, at the very least.
All right, I could use a drink.
Come, friends. We have much to discuss.
Okay.
He plays loose with his friend's business.
So you guys... go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'll give him the directions. I'm gonna cower, sort of between his legs, and I'll direct him to the Old Oak.
Okay. So as you guys walk through and head through the city, it's a really, really interesting city. I don't think... I know, Ozak, you being from the Sword Coast, have never seen this area before, and I'm almost positive that none of you have been to Marsember. So this is a completely surreal experience for a lot of you. Yip Yap, with the exception of you having been here for a few days, that's really the case. But for Ozak, Quill, and Osul, this is a different city than what you've seen. It's big. There are, instead of brick buildings, occasionally you can see bricks popping through, but they've been plastered over, and they're painted very, very bright colors, like corals and turquoises, yellows, and they're all very close together. They're like townhouses where they're built all up next to each other. And then the further in you go, you see that it's actually basically a city of canals. It's little bridges to little marshy areas that have kind of been reinforced and built up. And there are these little tiny island communities all around it. And they're all painted in these wonderfully bright colors. And people are dressed in really bright clothing. And everyone seems really cheery. And the weather is really beautiful. It's think like San Diego. It's like 70 degrees, no humidity. Really, really nice. And the best description of the city, it would remind you of Venice. Like people in boats, like almost like gondolas pushing through. Really, really, really trying to ferry people. There's like lines of people waiting to get on one of these to go. Very, very richly dressed people, though. The more commoner people tend to be walking. So you navigate your way through the city, and you're going over bridges, and you're going past things. Everybody, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Cool. Great.
Hey,
Okay.
Corey, what time of day is it?
It was early. It was about 5 a.m. when you went through. So at this point, it's like 5:30, 5:45.
So we're
after you waited.
Are we in sunlight? Because I get disadvantage on those checks.
It's not quite. No, it's still like the sun is still coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't.
Yeah, that made no difference whatsoever. So yeah, you guys wind your way through the city, and Yip Yap's kind of behind you, Osil, and he's directing traffic, and he says, turn left here, turn right here, turn left here, turn right here. And you end up at the front of the Old Oak. And it is a pretty old looking building, and you can tell that it's called the Old Oak for a reason. Like the sign is hanging on one hinge, and it's split, baked in the sun for years and years and years. The outside, it's got like this porch on the front, and there's a couple people sitting out there, and like you can tell where the supports have kind of sunk since the city is built basically on marshes, where like part of the posts have sunk into the ground, and it's like, I hope this place stays up. So for the three of you who have never been here before, you're like, where is he taking me? This doesn't seem to be the greatest idea. However, when you open the door and walk in, it's a pretty jovial place. It's clean. It's decently furnished. And it's not cheery, but it's not a hole in the wall either. It's not like a rundown place. It looks a little bit from the outside, but on the inside, it's decent. It looks like a place where you could get a good deal. In the corner when you walk in, Yip Yap, you see your laborer buddies all in one corner, and they've already started drinking and eating, and they're starting in on breakfast. And there's a little crowd in here, people eating breakfast, commoner type people. They're not the best dressed people. A lot of laborers, people maybe that don't own shops but maybe work in shops. And it looks like everybody's eating breakfast, and there's one bartender and one waitress and a couple people at the bar.
Come, friends, let's find a seat and we can get to know each other a little better. How's that sound?
So as you walk in, there's the bar to the left, and then past the bar is the table full of laborers. Immediately to your right, there's an empty table. In the back right corner, or I guess in the front right corner, there's also an empty table. Further back, there's a table full of people eating, and then the back right has a couple people eating. So there's a couple open tables. You can choose where you'd like to go.
How about this one right by the door? It's nice and close, and we can have a nice chat.
Sounds fine to me, as long as you explain why you keep calling us friends and insist that you know us.
We've met before, I promise.
I have seen many years, sir, and I cannot say that I have ever seen a face such as yours.
All these tall people look the same.
All right, I hail the waitress. Waitress, let's get around over here, please.
A round of what, sweetness?
Whatever the gents want, it's my treat.
Oh,
I'll have an ale.
Early start.
and for the other three gentlemen here, what would you like?
I would like an Elven brandy.
I am sorry, but we have ale, we have older ale, and we have... That's it.
Then I guess the older ale.
Okay, fair enough. One older ale, one regular ale for you two gentlemen.
I will start with just a water and whatever you are serving for breakfast.
So an ale, and we have bacon and eggs.
That works for me.
And for you, little man, what would you like?
Halflings like ale, so an ale, please.
And an ale for you. And she turns and goes back to the bar, says something to the bartender, kind of whispers to him, and then he starts pouring stuff, and she comes back a really short time later and drops your drinks off, and she looks at you, Ozak, and says, your bacon and eggs will be just a little bit longer. We had to procure some more bacon.
It is fine. It does not anger me at all.
I reach into my cloak and grab a couple pieces of gold and put it in her hand and say, thank you very much, appreciate it.
And she like stops and looks at her hand and looks at you and looks at your hand, and she's obviously been way overpaid. She's like, what is going on here? This is way too much for this. She doesn't say anything and puts it in her like little apron and then heads back to the bar.
Well, friends, like I said, we certainly have met, and I'm here to tell the tale. We were together walking through the woods, and we've fought several very large things together, and then we have also battled at a fort. Yip Yap, you did a wonderful job of setting the fort on fire.
Yeah, no, no Yip Yap here. Rolf. I am Rolf the Looter.
Yeah.
Half
Okay.
stroke. I don't
Okay,
know who this
well-
Yip Yap would be.
It rose by any other name, but I promise you, we have been together, and so now that we're here together, we can go and forth and what we need to do, and that's why I'm glad I found you guys. I'm very, very glad.
I think Ozak would lean back in his chair a little skeptically and start, kind sir, I have never strolled through the woods with you before, and I can dare say I have never fought alongside you. It has been many years since I have raised my axe blade to another. I would caution you to speak of these adventures, because it seems it was not shared by the rest of us.
I would remember a burning fort.
Okay. Well, I like I said, and you can see him kind of starting to like put his hand to his temple and kind of getting a little frustrated, but trying to figure it out too. Like Osel's trying to say, guys, I promise you, I know it's weird, and if I was in your situation, I would absolutely understand. But I'm what matters is that we're all safe here in this tavern, and we can use this opportunity to reacquaint ourselves. So, Ozak, why don't you tell me what you've been up to since well, I would say the last we saw each other, but obviously you don't remember that. So, tell me what you've been up to. But how did you come up here?
I followed the winds and the water. I was told by a mysterious force that this was the direction that I might need to wander. I have manned a lighthouse outside Waterdeep for many, many years, and it is now time to support myself elsewhere. Mayhaps, my friend, you were told by some other force, a premonition, God's work in mysterious ways.
It's true, and it's something like that. not at liberty to say just yet, but yeah, something brought me here as well. It was a feeling, and I knew that I would run into you fine adventurers, so that warms my heart. Quill, tell us what you've been up to.
Well, I've been in my grove for the past 30 years. Before then, took slight adventures, but studying the druidic arts. And, well, I was also led from the grove by strong winds, and the trees pointed me in a direction, and that is where I met Ozak on the road, just a few miles from here. And
we have traveled together. It has been fun.
yes, interesting.
And Yip Yap, or whatever name you would like to use currently, tell us, was the labor tough that got you here? Was it something that hopefully wasn't too taxing on you? We do I'm sure have quite a lot of adventures ahead of us.
I am Rolf the Looter. I loot places like this. I travel, Cormyr, come to establishments like this and loot them. I am well known for my singing and my looting.
Looting might carry a different term, if I may, Master Rolf. When one loots a town, one robs a town.
No. Rolf loot, play loot. I'm a looter.
Loot.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
was beginning to wonder if we should have watched the city guard take you away if you plan to loot the whole town.
I was gonna say to watch your.
Halfling language different than dwarf language.
Hmm.
Can I do an investigation? And because I'm not believing the halfling thing one bit.
You can. It's up to you, Rolf. Whether the way we do it here, it's going to be player versus player deception. You can choose to let him see through it, or you can choose to whatever you want to do.
So I think Yip Yap would think that his disguise is good, but it's probably not really. So I don't know that he would need a check to see through this.
Okay. So yeah, Quill, when you look at him and now that you've actually finally paid attention, you notice he does not look like a halfling. It's definitely a kobold.
I think this would just make Quill smirk, and he won't even say a word about it. He just goes back to his pipe and his ale, and kind of pops his feet up on the table at Osil, and says, "All right, well, you think that there's premonitions that led us together, and that we've fought together. Was this maybe a dream you had, or give us a little more here, man?"
Perhaps it was a dream. Perhaps I was seeing what others had seen, but I will tell you what we accomplished in what I know. We were traveling along the road. We fought some creatures along the way. Ozak, you got poisoned, and I happened to be around and healed you up, and so you weren't poisoned anymore. We continued on the road, and we came to a fort, and the fort denied us access when we asked for simple shelter. And things got violent, and the fort was soon engulfed in flames by our own doing, I will say. Both Quill and Yip Yap had quite the hand in that particular investigation. And the fort was consumed by flames. We entered the fort not through the gate that we originally walked up to, but rather through the hole that we created with the flames. Or I should say, you guys created with the flames. And we saw some horrors inside that fort that would not do to be repeated in such a public forum, but it was something that we were very glad we disrupted, shall we say. So that's what I know. and I know your faces, and I know what you all are capable of in battle. And I'm glad that we are together once again. Obviously, you don't know that, but I'm glad that we have found each other once again.
Well, if we are on the subject of telling long stories, maybe this will help us get to the bottom of this. I was visited by a large spirit of the sea at my lighthouse, telling me to go eastward, to travel, for the first time in years, for I have seen many, many, many years. And in leaving my lighthouse, I wandered into Quill, who was also told by a spirit or so, or god, I do not know, to wander. Maybe there are higher powers dictating our meeting.
It certainly seems that way.
We're just granted foresight.
I'm glad you guys are coming around. Obviously, I know information, and I know that we are meant to be together, and I fully believe that there are other powers at work that we're meant to be together as a group to going down this adventure. And I kind of sit back and I'm a little bit more relaxed now, and I take a long swig of the ale that I had previously left untouched as I was telling my tale.
And at about this time, the waitress, she kind of comes back and she sits down, like, glorious looking plate of bacon and eggs and a set of utensils. And would any of you boys need anything else?
I think I am good. Quill?
I'm happy with my pipe and ale.
My name is Oriel. Should you need anything else, just holler.
Thank you.
Thank
She
you
walks
once
back
again.
off. About this time, Yip Yap, doing a quick look over your shoulder at your laborer friends, notice that they're looking at you and whispering amongst themselves. They're not doing anything, but they're definitely talking about you, and you can pick that up. Ozak, everybody roll me a perception check. Yeah, it's not busy enough in here to where you couldn't hear over like the noise. It's early. Mostly you hear, people talking about griping about having to go to work, and their boss is a jackass, and like the sound of utensils hitting wooden plates and tankards going back onto the table. But you do hear at the table over to the right, well, to the left of Yip Yap and Osa, but to the right of Ozak and Quill, you hear more talk of undead, and listening a little closer, you hear. I heard that when they did the barge cremation, that it didn't fully burn, and then that's what happened, and that's why they emerged from the river. And I bet you that it was Drifthin. I bet you it was him. I bet you he got them, and he got a hold of them, and that was it.
Well, fortunately for us, my friends, because I feel now we can use that title, it is not quite loud enough in here for covert talks. Maybe the streets would be better to take this discussion. And my friend, Rolf.
Yes.
Your co-workers seem to harbor some interesting looks in your direction. Future advice: when you tell someone you are coming to a city to play your instrument, maybe use the phrase, "I'm going to play in a tavern," rather than loot the city.
Your language confuses me. I'll try to remember that.
It is just something that might help you. I would hate to see someone take such a mild-mannered halfling, he would say with a smile, the wrong way.
And they are my former co-workers, I think.
Quitting on the job today. An eventful day for you. Well,
Ozak, also, while you were there and you were talking, you happened to catch one of the people at the table that you overheard talking about the undead. He's dressed a little differently than everybody else. He looks like a commoner, but it almost looks like he's trying to look like a commoner. And he's, from what you can tell, he has dark hair. He appears to be human, early to mid-20s. And he's listening very carefully to your conversation without trying to listen to your conversation.
Well, my friends, I have wandered a great deal on the long, long roads without shelter, and I have come to discover I like being in the open doors, out from under the shelter of roofs. Would you join me for a stroll in the street?
I think that sounds like a great idea, Shep. Let's go.
Okay.
So I think he'd get up and leave like a half-finished plate of eggs and take a fistful of bacon and start walking out.
Okay.
I take the rest of his eggs in my hand and walk with him. And I just eat the eggs as I'm walking.
Okay.
And Yip Yap's going wherever Osel's going, but I'm cowering beneath his legs.
I walk out right behind Ozak and Quill and make sure that Yip Yap is not too far behind.
Okay. So as you leave, Oriel says, "Whenever you wish to come back, there's always a table open for you here, kind sirs." With like the flourish of, like the over flourish, it's definitely like, please come back and give me a fistful of gold again. That would be really awesome.
I hope to visit again. It was a good breakfast.
And you pop outside, and morning has come. The sun is up, and it's a pretty beautiful day. It's not overly humid. It's nice and warm. People are walking to and from their homes and their businesses and going about their days. The city again is full of canals, buildings close to each other, and people walking. And every once in a while, you catch a city guard on patrol, and Yip Yap, they definitely throw an eye at you. They don't do anything, but they want you to know that they know that you're there.
I'm going to stick close to my buddy Osel.
Okay.
Yeah, I look down and say, you got nothing to worry about as long as you stick with me.
Hey. My friends, as soon as they get outside, I think he'd turn to them. My friends, unfortunately, I think there was a man in there who decided that our conversations were at the very least of interest to him. So I felt it best to come outside a little bit and maybe see if we are followed. So I think he just kind of starts strolling down a pathway, towards some of the canals.
Okay.
Not really any destination in mind in particular, just walking.
Okay. So yeah, you start walking through the streets and winding your way around. There's these cool. Some of the bridges are actually pretty. They're pretty short. It's not that big of a span, and what's funny is like you can just see the tops of people's heads. Like as you start to walk over, you can see the tops of people's heads, and then their bodies come into full view, and they have the same view of you. So as you come over, then you pass. You come back over to the other side, and you dip back down, and you can tell that they were built that way so that the skiff operators have enough clearance for their heads to go under too. Surprisingly, it doesn't smell as bad as you would think it would smell. You would almost expect this sort of water to be a little putrid, a little acrid, but it's not. It especially for you, Ozak, it definitely has the smell of salt, and it seems pretty fresh. And you continue to walk. And as you continue to walk and pass by people, all of you have... we just lost Chris.
I'm still here.
Okay, your video just dropped out, and that just threw everything off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was trying to be a hero and restart it.
That's okay. Go ahead. We'll keep talking, and then I'll fix all the videos here in a second. So as you go through and you're passing people, you continue to hear talk of undead, and it's whispered, it's quiet, and you keep hearing the name Delthrin Everett, and none of you know who this is. Even you, Yip Yap, having been here for a few days, it's a name that's not familiar. So, okay, there we go. You're back, Chris.
I'm a hero.
Let me fix the videos real quick, guys, and then...
You want us to keep... We can keep talking.
Yeah, you guys keep
My
talking
friends.
about what you want, and then...
I think it is no secret that the town has experienced what some might call a scourge, some might call a problem, some might not even acknowledge it. But this Delthrin character seems to be at the root of their problems.
Should we ask someone for more information about him? I've never heard of this person.
He seems to be the talk of the town. It wouldn't be hard, but
Should we keep a more low profile, or we don't want to attract more undue attention to ourselves?
I think the size of our profile should be determined by the exploits of our shortest member. Master Halfling, why exactly are these guardsmen interested in you?
My beautiful singing voice, probably.
Interesting. Well,
But that is the first time many of them have tried to arrest me.
for a singing voice.
Weird kind of groupies.
Very interesting. Well, maybe we should ask someone of a less official position then, because you seem to have, at the very least for today, angered the official ones. I wonder if that bartender knows anything.
She offered any help we had. I mean, maybe I can run back in there and ask her for some more information.
We could. Master Halfling, do you know of any other taverns in town? That one did seem to have someone who was eavesdropping on us.
There are other taverns in this town. Yes.
Yeah, he would know. There's one called the Barrelstone Inn, the Cloven Shield, the Drowning Flagon, the Roaring Griffin, and the Tankard of Eels.
Oh, the Tankard of Eels. Rolf looted that the other day.
Stop saying that.
Well, what's interesting about that, Rolf, is you think you looted that place, but they actually don't offer any entertainment in there. So while you were playing, everyone was just kind of like, what is this guy doing?
Sometimes my talent goes unrecognized.
But hopefully one day we will be able to experience it. Right now, it is early, and I doubt these citizens need so much cheer this early. It is a work day. So maybe we go to this eel tankard and see what the talk is. Why you would keep eels in a tankard, I do not know. Unpleasant creatures, really.
I have been working in tunnels recently.
Tunneling?
Those workers hired me to dig and look for something.
Look for something.
A shiny,
Tiny.
Mm.
big,
A shiny what?
A shiny. A big shiny.
Perhaps that has something to do with this talk.
And listed in a treasure find.
Last night. Rolf find shiny.
Well, what did you do with it?
I didn't do anything. I didn't tell anyone I found it, but I found it. And then the shift was over. So we left. And then I met you.
Should we go somewhere quiet to see, said Shiny, because we can't do it on the streets.
Well, he said he left it.
You left it?
Shiny, big shiny.
Oh.
Could I carry it?
No, I think not. Shiny, big shiny.
Interesting.
Hmm.
One thing at a time, though. Walking towards the shiny might actually end up angering more of these guards. And frankly, these old bones don't feel like fighting right now. So maybe we go to the tankard of eels, eel tankard, what have you, and maybe see if we can find more about this Delthrin Everett character. Because he
Sounds like a
seems
plan to
to
me.
be
Let's
up
go.
in the town.
Okay. So it's a little bit of a walk, and maybe like 20, 30 minutes. You cross through a ton of different things. You go through an area where obviously a more lower end place, which is right next to an island that's a higher end. Big gates and just like a giant home, almost like French countryside castle. Which is very strange being on these smaller islands. It almost doesn't look like it fits. And you snake through and you continue to pick up talk of undead. And you continue to have city guard. A couple of them actually break from their route and follow you for a little while and then break off and go back. Ozak, since you were looking out for it, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh boy. Alrighty.
So 14. You aren't sure if someone's following you. You think you see that guy from the first bar, but you can't be sure without giving it away. Like you kind of every once in a while, and you get a chance to like casually check over your shoulder. You do, but you can't quite get enough of a view to do that.
Oh, man, that's unfortunate.
So you continue through. About 30 minutes, you make your way to the Tankard of Eels. And it could not be a more different place than the Old Oak. It's big. From the outside, you walk in and you can tell that it's big. It's got multiple chimneys, like beautiful, like more of that turquoise sort of painted plaster, but with like rock columns that they've set in concrete, kind of up, and wood accents along the top, almost like a Bavarian, not quite the lumber through, but just along the top, some intricate details in the wood through the top. And you approach, and it's got beautiful double doors. They looked like maybe possibly hand carved. Quill, in fact, you recognize. You recognize the wood. It's like a really beautiful black cherry, and it was completely hand carved. No magic used on it whatsoever. Really, really, really beautiful, intricate, like vines kind of growing up, and then they surround an actual tankard, and then it has eels coming out of it, and that's kind of their signature. There is welcome to the Tankard of Eels.
I go up to the door and I actually like walk up and scratch and sniff the area, the actual door, and it just like takes me back. Me like, oh, it's like a little bit too alarming how into the wood I am.
Yeah, for you guys, you look and you see him, and he's just like maybe his tongue goes out just a little, and it like touches it, and like he closes his eyes, and it's almost erotic.
Yeah.
And,
I'm in ecstasy,
yeah.
for sure.
I think Yip Yap would smell the door too.
I mean, Ozak would kind of put his head in his hand I still haven't gotten used to this, Quill.
Also, we'll be like, do you really have to do that while you're near me?
Oh, all right. Well, I apologize, but I have not come across this in quite some time, and it brings back memories. So
you
I just open the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you open the door, and you come in, and there's windows, but it's still lit with torches, and there's the couple of fireplaces going, and a lot of patronage, lots of people. In fact, if you look to the left as you walk in, you can see what looks almost like a buffet. They've got a table set up that's got meats and cheeses and fruits, and it appears that you can just go up and kind of take whatever you like. You see people going up and filling their plates and putting things on and going back and sitting back down, and it's a very different place. Everyone here is very, very well dressed. There is no entertainment, but everyone is happy and seems to be entertaining themselves.
This reminds me of a place, a corral of golden. I've been before. This looks delicious.
So directly in front of you is the bar, and there's a bartender and a barmaid there.
I think Ozak would walk up. Laddie. We have never been patrons here. Does one just choose a seat? Or do we pay first?
Oh, young dwarf. Or old dwarf, I can never quite tell. You pay us, and then you have free reign. It will be 5 gold apiece.
5 gold apiece.
But that includes your first drink, but that does not include any additional drinks. Should you want additional drinks, come back to here or flag me down. I would be happy to bring you whatever you like. And she kind of winks at you a little bit.
I see. I think we will take a seat first and discuss, and then come to you with our decision.
Make that decision quickly, because these seats are not for free.
I think he'd kind of saunter back towards the group rather quickly. Good sirs, it is 5 gold apiece to be here.
Well, if we get information, that's more than 5 gold apiece.
All right, if you so choose. Master Osel, did you say your name was?
Yes, that's right.
You do not need to pay our way this time. Quill, are you good for 5 gold?
I do have 5.
Oh, good. What about you, Master Halfling?
I have 5 gold. It would take me weeks of digging in the mine to remake that money, though.
This will be worth it, my friend.
Months, maybe.
I see. Well, I might be able to butt you some.
I can pay my way.
And as this discussion's going on, you kind of see, like, you see the barmaid kind of looking like, are they going to sit down? What are they doing? Come on, guys. She's kind of got that anxious look to her.
I think Ozak would find a seat and then wave her over.
Okay.
Probably the seats that are right next to him, if those are open.
Like this table right here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yep, they are open, so you can pop in over here. So yeah, you flag her down, and she comes up and... Welcome to the Tankard of Eels. What can I get for you today?
Well, I think we would all like to buy our first ale for 5 gold.
Do you have Elvish brandy?
We do. Which vintage would you like? The 1386, the 1388, or the 1390?
You say no more. 88.
Now that does not cost 5 gold. That is 7. but it still includes our lovely buffet over here. And she motions over to her right.
What types of eels are on your buffet?
Oh, we do not have any eel. We have a beautiful charcuterie. We have one of the nicest parts of that charcuterie is actually a wild boar salami. We also have a variety of cheeses and fruits, grapes, apples, pears. We even have a new fruit that we've imported. It's called a boysenberry.
Dog.
We do not allow dogs in here, no.
Oh.
So no eel and no dogs.
No.
Sounds like false advertising on the eel thing, guys.
The story with the eel, at one point this was a less than reputable establishment. People were a little slippery, a little slimy. But it was a well-known place, so we just kept the name.
Oh.
They have your brandy. You should be happy on that fact.
Can I just have the brandy and negate the buffet? I just had eggs.
It will still cost you 7 gold.
Oh, all right, let's do both then. I really want this brandy.
I shall return with a 1388.
Just an ale for me, lass.
And for you two?
An ale as well.
Do you have halfling brandy?
We do.
Oh.
We only have one vintage, the 1392.
Yeah, I'll have that.
Okay, that is only 5 gold, so you are covered. And she saunters back to the bar to go get everything. You see her like dip down behind the bar, like you hear a couple bottles kind of clinking. You tell she's looking for something back there. She goes about her business. And yeah, there's people getting up and walking past you and coming back with plates of food and dropping off empty plates back at the bar. You see kind of like a busboy almost. It's a halfling, and he's running dishes back and forth from the back of the kitchen back out and like stacking clean plates over near there. And he kind of throws a weird look at you, Yip Yap, and he just kind of like shakes his head and keeps going.
Do I see anyone I recognize in this bar?
No.
Nope.
No.
I'm just going to approach the buffet and start filling plates with food, just heaping over.
Sure. Ozak, go ahead and give me a perception. Actually, everybody except for Quill, give me a perception check. Oh yeah. Yeah, so you guys, you hear it. Except for Yip Yap. Osel and Ozak, you hear over by the fireplace, there's a gentleman, and he's talking to... It's strange. So this place doesn't have entertainment, but there is a piano kind of on a stage, and there's somebody sitting at it, but the piano, you can tell like it doesn't play. It maybe played at one point, but like the guy's sitting there and kind of touching the keys, but nothing's happening. And he's talking to a gentleman by the fire, and you overhear again the name Delthrin Everett, and you hear them talk of undead, and you also hear of the barge cremation gone awry, possibly. Everything that you've been hearing is also reinforced. This seems to be like the talk of the town today.
Do you think we should go chat with those gentlemen by the fire, Ozak?
There's no need to be hasty. We can wait for our serving lady to come back with our drinks and Quill to return with his food, and maybe ask her what she knows before we go talking with complete strangers. Barmaids and bartenders tend to know the talk of the town better than anyone. They hear it from multiple sources and can put it together in somewhat of a cohesive story.
And I have had my fill of talking to strangers today.
Yes, you will do no more of that. That is for sure.
And with that, she returns, sets down all of your drinks, the glass that you get, Quill, of your brandy, it's like a beautiful snifter. In fact, she sets it down, and there's like a little stand that it sits at kind of at an angle, and there's a little candle, and the candle's lit, and she sets it down, and she says, "Let it warm up just a hair."
Oh, you are perfect. You know the right way to serve it. You are perfect.
And she like bows a little bit, and then she starts to head back.
One more thing, lass.
Oh, yes.
We keep... Forgive us, we are not natives of the town, but we keep hearing talk of this Delthrin Everett. What is the story behind this person?
Oh, yes. As an outsider, it must be very, very strange to hear this name repeated over and over and over again, as I'm sure you've heard ad nauseum today. Everywhere, I've heard the same things. Everyone's coming in talking about, did Delthrin do it? Did he not do it? Is he behind it? Is he not behind it?
That is all we seem to be able to hear, but we don't know any details. All we ever hear are Delthrin, undead, and a barge.
So, along with the 5 gold today, you shall also hear a story. Delthrin is very, very old. Strangely old for a human. In the year 1355, the city was attacked by pirates. We are a port city. Pirates are a nuisance. There are a lot of pirates. Delthrin, let's just say he likes to dabble with the undead. He likes to raise them and try to make them do his bidding. I wouldn't necessarily call him evil, but I wouldn't call him good either. So in 1355, roughly 140 years ago, the city was attacked. He raised an army of undead to repel the attack, and he saved the city. So while everyone is talking about him, he is the reason we are still here. Some of his creations are said to still patrol the water. There is rumor of a very large undead shark patrolling the waters just outside of the harbors.
Interesting.
But I must see that.
But he is a very reclusive person. No one has seen him in many, many years. Which is why all of this talk of it has to be Delthrin, I don't buy it.
Oh, then who is it then? Or who do you think it is, if not the man already known to conjure the undead?
Oh, I don't doubt that he has conjured undead and still continues to conjure undead. I just don't know where these are coming from. It could be him. I'm not saying it is. Also, I'm not saying it isn't. I haven't seen them. I've only heard from a person who heard from a person who heard from a person who heard from a person.
Interesting.
Who maybe heard from another person.
Where can this Delthrin be found?
Like I just said, he has not been seen in 10, 20, 30 years perhaps. He's...
No place of residence? No manor?
Well, I can tell you where he once resided, but I don't know if he is there any longer.
That'd be helpful still.
Why not? If you can get him out, maybe he can clear all this up, and we can have people go back to normal. I am. While this is good for business, it is also not good for business, if you know what I mean.
We can be persuasive, I assure you.
So, and then she goes through to like give you the details on how to get to his manor. It's probably about, again, like 25-30 minute walk from your current location. And yeah, you just continue to hear like everybody talking about it. The tales get, they get a little bit larger and larger and a little more long-winded, and like stories of undead dinosaurs and like giant bone dragons and all sorts of crazy stuff get thrown out. So you have no idea whether it's legit or not, but you can kind of tell like maybe some of it is, but it seems a little hokey.
Seems like these stories are a little rooted in truth, but they also seem to have let people's imaginations run with them. I can't imagine stories this big to talk about in many, many suns.
And as you say that, Ozak, through the door walks a familiar person. The man with black hair has returned.
I think I'd stop talking immediately as soon as I see him walk in.
And he looks at you. He looks at you and he kind of smirks a little bit, and he looks at Yip Yap, and he kind of lowers his head. He's not wearing glasses, but he lowers his head to like kind of look down at him, and he sees he sees through you, Yip Yap. He knows what you're talking about.
Seems our friend has returned.
I see you picked up on my cue, Ossel. Well, it can't hurt to wave him over. Join us. If he wants to follow us so bad, we can offer him a seat.
And this cheese is delicious.
I think Ozak would then wave the man over if the man was that persistent in pursuing them.
And he walks over, and why, hello, friends, if I may call you friends.
You may not, for we don't know you, but you seem to rather wish to follow us.
Well, I have been paid to follow you, so I will follow you. And at this point, I don't care if you know that I'm following you.
That much is obvious, sir.
Because I know what he is, and I know what he is after. And he's pointing at Yip Yap.
Well, why don't you enlighten us?
I think I'd look around to see who he's looking at.
Oh, he's like, you look around, and then you look back, and he's looking at you.
Well, if a nice halfling brandy and maybe a couple of gold is what you know, then you're on the same page as the rest of us. But unfortunately, I believe you're mistaken if you think our halfling is on some great heist.
Oh, the looter. He's no looter.
We had a talk with him about that. He won't be spreading that around anymore.
Yeah, I'm a lootist. Lootist.
Still not the right thing to say.
You are none of that. I know you are after the amber. I know you are close. Why do you think the city guard was after you this morning?
I have a beautiful singing voice.
Amber. Amber is no precious stone. Why would someone want amber? There are rubies and sapphires and golds and silvers to pursue. Amber is but a silly thing.
Dwarf, you know stone, but you do not know gemstones or other precious stones. And this amber is precious.
To each their own, I guess.
And you, and he looks back at you, Yip Yap, you will get this for me.
I'm looking around like he's kind of comfortable with us. Don't think he's gonna be doing anything that he doesn't want to do.
How much you pay, Rolf?
Pay? You will retrieve this for me for free, and I will spare your life.
The other people were paying me 5 silvers a day.
A fool's wage. You are being paid to dig. But I know you're close. I know you're close. I have heard. So tonight, I will go, and you will come with me, and you will retrieve it for me.
Leave him alone, dig it.
My name is not Diggit.
It is now.
My
Yeah,
name
you're
is,
now Diggit to us.
There's
name
no
is-
reason to be so hasty, gentlemen. Sir, I do not think we wish to come with you, so you would best to go talk to who paid you and say that you were unsuccessful. And lads, there's no reason to be name-calling.
My name is Drimnin. Drimnin Toria. And you shall see me soon. And with that he turns with a flourish. Like one foot steps in front of the other, does like a catwalk turn, and goes straight back out the door.
Rather rude, man.
He didn't even try any of the food.
The shiny is made of amber.
I still am perplexed as to why people want amber, which is not precious. Only someone daft thinks
I
of it.
found it. It seems magical. Magical shiny.
Perhaps it has something to do with this undead we've been hearing about.
Interesting. Magical amber. Now that has some value in the market. At least. Rate of exchange it would. Still not as good as a precious stone, really, but I guess beggars cannot be choosers for what they are infusing with magic.
If they want it so bad, would it be a fool's errand for us to go retrieve it immediately? They will follow.
That is a hasty decision, but it might be our only one.
Well, what do you think is more important? Is it going after this amber, or do we want to go investigate our undead friend?
I do not
Well,
think-
the other workers will be searching, and if they're searching in the same area, they may find it.
Undead, pretty scary.
Undead are scary, as is a whole city turned against someone. I have a gut feeling that this Drelfin is not behind these undead. If he hasn't shown activity in years, why now? Nothing is going on in the world. The world is recovering. I believe whatever your magical amber and whoever wants it is behind the undead.
Well, then let's go check out this amber. Can we have our small friend show us the way?
I can lead you to shiny.
Okay.
Well, my friend, we will follow. Let us try to not anger anybody on the way, though.
I'm gonna finish my brandy. All right, let's go.
I'm gonna take a sip of my halfling brandy, and then
And it was like, it was pretty good halfling brandy too. Like it, yeah. You see the barmaid. She comes back. Is everything okay?
yeah, delicious, just like from home in the caves.
Went down the wrong pipe.
She, oh, okay. And she kind of has this perplexed look on her face and goes back to the bar. And with that, guys, we're gonna take our first break.
All right.
So we'll
Okay.
be back here in about 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And but before we go, let's get to some player introductions here. So let's go ahead and start. Let me switch back over here. Let's start with you, Ozak. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Coach. You guys can see me actually on Castle Mac on Sundays also. And I play Ozak, the Elder Dwarf Barbarian.
Yip Yap. Let's jump over to you.
So I am Chris. I am on the Discords and the Twitches at WikiVA. I play Yip Yap, the kobold sorcerer who is disguised as a halfling musician,
Going by Rolf the Looter.
going by Rolf the Looter.
Quill. Let's drop down to you.
Hey, I'm Elliot. I'm in Discord as maybe Enos, and this is my first time streaming, so this is exciting. I love it. Let's have fun.
And Osel.
Hey guys, Billy here. Who's Zeppelin224 on the Discord and Billy Fillin on Twitter. I am playing Osel, the Fallen Asimar Paladin.
Cool. And I'm Corey. I go by D and Diapers on the Discord, and I go by Dungeons and Diapers on Twitter. And yeah, so this is our crew, guys. This is the new game. I'm sure you've seen. You all know Coach, but you've seen Yip Yap and Chris and Billy from the marches, and Elliot down there playing Quill is a friend of mine here locally in Louisville. And we just thanks to Steve and the whole Castle Mat crew again for letting us put this together. And I hope this is going well, guys. So yeah, let's pop a 10-minute break, and we'll be back shortly. And welcome back. Here we are again, picking up where we left off with the new crew, Quill, Ozak, Osel, and Yip Yap, leaving the Tankard of Eels. So I will give it to you guys. You are leaving.
Master Halfling, how far is this shiny that you say you've found already?
Shiny, not far.
Um,
A mile.
and if, as we have seen, people want to acquire the shiny other than the people paying you, should we be ready for any sort of threat to our lives?
Well, there could be a cave in, I suppose, but I'm a pretty good digger.
Oh, so it's in a cave.
Yeah, cave.
And
No.
can we carry it out of that cave?
I just found it. I didn't really see how big it was. Big, shiny.
So what he actually saw? So as he was digging and tunneling down, he, like, with one of the last few scrapes of the pickaxe, revealed a like tract of amber in the wall. And then, like, as he did that, he started looking at it and got the sense that it was some sort of magical properties. Got the call behind him that it was time to go. And yeah, that meant he had to turn around and go.
Well, lead on. Let's go back and find what you saw, and we can see if we can pull it out.
All right, so I'm going to lead him to the shiny.
Sure. So by this point in the day, it's probably like 8:39 in the morning. And it's a little bit more than a mile out there. Like, once you leave the city gates, it's probably like an hour's travel, a walk, with like the horse and cart that they had to get there. And it's probably going to take you like 45 minutes to get back from where you are now to the main gate. So,
right.
Not a problem. You guys head out the gate. You make it through the city watch again, shooting eyes at you, and
I think Ozak would be kind of looking for Drimnin to pop back up as they wandered through the city.
sure, you go ahead and roll perception tech.
Nope.
Nope, you don't see him. Another technical difficulty here, guys. Let me fix the display for the players, or for the people watching here.
Oh.
Everything froze up on my end on Roll20. It looks like they had some sort of server issue.
If this shiny is really the problem of the undead in this town, what possibly could someone else want with it, other than to destroy it?
Maybe control undead?
I know nothing of this amber. Be interested to see what all its properties are and what we could possibly use for ourselves.
In Rolf's experience, shiny never the problem.
Shinies can something be a problem, Rolf. Sometimes people fall to greed.
No, shiny's good. Shiny's always good. The more shinies, the better.
I see. Well, let us investigate this shiny and see maybe if we can make things better, or if we just take a little trip out of town for the day. It cannot hurt either way.
So you make your way out. Technical issue fixed. And Osel, for you, this is really, really like hardcore deja vu. You know the road you're walking on. And as you've gone further and further out, you're getting closer and closer, and you pick up that really eerie sense that you had before. and for Quill and Ozak and Yip Yap, as you get closer to these woods, you're going down the road, and you've now left like the fringes of the woods, and you've gone deeper in, and the road continues down, but it gets less and less maintained. It starts to go from like a decent like 2-track wagon to basically like ruts to basically dirt to then it starts to get a little overgrown and turns into more of a path. And the further and further down you go, a very strange, eerie feeling starts to come over you. And Osul, you recognize this.
We felt this before. We've been here before, gents. Let's keep our eyes sharp. We might not be alone on this path.
Are you remembering something?
Yeah, we've in my vision we've been here before, and we've fought on this path before. So if the vision holds strong, we won't be alone for very long. So let's keep our wits about us.
Do you know what we fight?
It was along what we've heard all day. It was undead, and so we, keep an eye out. It might be an undead troll. It might be an undead large creature of some kind. I don't exactly remember, but it was big and it was undead. That's for sure.
It would be hasty to draw a weapon right now. I would hate to offend a passerby just by having an axe out. I will be ready, but I will not carry.
And you continue to go further and further in. And Quill, you being a druid, you're trying to pick up on the trees and the plants and things, and you're really trying to reach out and get a sense of what's going on. But it's not coming from the nature itself. Like it's not a natural eeriness. You aren't sure where it's coming from.
Can I roll Arcana?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. So you feel it's not magical, but it's not a magic presence. It's not something, an aura being created magically. But there is definitely a source that has some sort of magic property to it. Further in, and it's like it's emanating something, and you're picking up on those emanations, if that makes sense.
Yes. So, if his dream says something's coming, and I'm feeling this, Ozak, I am pulling a weapon.
That may be your decision, but I will not jump to conclusions until something threatens me.
So you guys continue to walk down, and you continue to walk down, and further out in the distance, you see what appears to be a set of vertical wooden stakes and staves. Maybe about half a mile out, you start to see that.
Is this the direction? Yip Yap or Roar or Looter, whatever you're going by?
Rolf the Looter.
Rolf the Looter.
And yes, we're headed in the right direction.
Was this here before?
Rolf doesn't pay much attention to details.
I mean,
all right.
From your perspective, Yip Yap, this is the path you've been going on the past 5 days. The what you see this is what you've seen every day for the past 5 days.
This is normal path. You're all so jumpy. Don't be so jumpy. You make Rolf the Looter nervous.
That's the guy who had 8 city watch around him, but we won't go there.
I agree with Rolf. It is a path various people take to work every day. I would not be so hurried to combat.
and you keep going in, and you keep going in, and you get closer and closer and closer, and Osel, you're getting real antsy because you've seen everything. Like, this is so familiar to you, and you're starting to get like the eeriness and the fact that this is like happening again. Effectively, you're starting to get really freaked out, and as that happens, like, you stop for a minute and you close your eyes, trying to make sense of all of it. And when you open your eyes, you're inside. There's a fire raging the wall. Ozak, you are on a platform. Let me pop this over. Ozak, you are on a platform down here. Osel, you are further to the left. You can see Osel. Yip Yap, you have just come through the front gate. There are bodies strewn around. And like you saw the last time, further down you see several thugs, bandits, and a collection of children with weights being tied onto them and hurried to the edge of something. And with that, we are going to roll initiative. So make sure you click on your token first, and then pop that up.
Good.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
And while you're doing
All
that,
right.
I'm gonna fix a couple of things here.
So we're back in this fort now. This isn't. This is very real, I'm guessing, or it seems so.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Like, if you are in the moment, you have just gone through.
Very cool.
And,
Very cool.
You are completely aware of everything that you have just seen and done, and yeah.
Gotcha.
Let me fix Yip Yap here real quick so everybody can see names, because Roll20 has issues sometimes. And by that, I mean development issues. Okay, let me move a couple of things around just to make everything look good. Yes, so Quill is currently off the screen, but that's okay. That's where he was. Here we are. So let's start with a couple of other things here. Let me fire up this, and here we go. All right. Yip Yap, we will begin with you.
All right. Well, and I have all my spell slots and everything, right?
No.
I don't. Okay.
You are where you left off.
Okay.
Oh wow. Cool. Yes.
All right. I am where I left off. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to this guy right here. I'm gonna fire a firebolt at that guy.
Let me get him back in screen here so everybody can see. Okay. So this guy right here.
Yes.
This guy. Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna fire a firebolt at him. Yeah.
nice.
Does not hit.
Rolls certainly aren't the same this time.
I mean, we've still got that one divine inspiration from Zombie Night, guys.
It's true.
Mhm.
Thank you, Zombie.
If you'd like to re-roll that, Yip Yap, you can.
I think I'll hold off on doing that right now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna. That's all I got right now.
Okay. So, this bandit down here sees knows that you're all coming, and he's quickly continuing to try to tie things on the child in front of him, and he's just hurrying. That's what he's doing right now. This bandit down here sees that he's doing that, and he is going to make his way up to here, and he's going to attack you, Ozak.
Are those stairs on the other side of this platform?
Yes, they are wooden. They're little wooden stairs. Like
Gotcha.
these are wooden stairs here. They're just like a pile of logs, kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see here. Okie doke.
You were raging, weren't you, Ozak?
Yes, I am at raging, so you're rolling
Okay.
at me with advantage.
Yep. So let me go ahead, and he's going to attack you.
Yep. Roll a 1 and a 2, please.
You want me to roll a 1 and a 2?
No,
What?
no.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
No, he's roll.
I was
Yeah.
like, why do you want me to roll a 1 and 2? So you said I'm attacking with disadvantage because you're raging. Correct?
You're attacking with advantage, my friend.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's an 18.
That'll do. That'll do.
Okay. So with that, oops. Let me pop back here. 6 damage.
Rude. All right.
And that is his turn. Quill, it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to take the moonbeam that was over this guy and move it centered into these two thugs, closer to the wagon right there.
You're going to take the moonbeam. Hold on, let me grab that. And you're going to put it like right here.
Yeah, so it's hitting both of them.
Okay. And remind me of the damage on that, please.
All right, so 2d10 radiant, and then you have to do a Constitution saving throw of 13 or above.
Go ahead and roll 2d10. Roll damage for that. Okay, and you said it was a d12 con saving throw?
13.
Okie doke. Let's make a con save for both of them. Not making that one, and not making that one.
Nice.
All right, let me knock out some damage here. 9 damage. Ouch.
Yes, please. And I'm just going to move down to where Osel is, right next to him.
Okay. Let me just get these guys set up here. Okily dokily. And is that your turn?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It picked up one of the kids, so we're going to skip the kid. They are bound, and they are just scared and terrified, and you hear crying, and they're not happy about where they are. So we have Seamus over here, continuing to be afraid of Osel, and he is running away as fast as he can, and he runs back up here to the top, and he runs up the stairs all the way up to the top to the tower. Actually, I take that back. He knows there is a bridge down here, and he makes his way to this bridge, and he shoots off off screen here. It's hard to capture all this on one screen. So that is his turn. It is now this guy's turn. He is bathed in a ghostly fire from your moonbeam, and he is pretty pissed off about that. So he is going to 1, 2, 3, 4. He can just get to you, Quill. And he is going to attack you. Does a 12 hit you?
No, sir.
So he terrified of this light, runs out of it, pulls his scimitar out, and he goes and slashes at you. But the hurt and the pain from being on basically arcane fire or natural fire forces him, and he just happens to miss you. His eyes are kind of glazed over, and he swings and he misses.
Nice.
All right, we are now up to this guy. He is going to make his way over to you, Osel, and he is going to attack you. I'm pretty sure an 8 does not hit.
Yeah, that's nice.
So he, seeing his friend swing, has built up in his mind that he is going to take you out, and he goes and swings and just goes for like a haymaker, rears back, and completely misses you. All right. The other guy currently on Ghostly Fire has had enough of this, and he's peacing out. He is going to make a run for it. 5, 10, 15. So he heads down this way. And we are to you, Ozak.
All right. So I am currently raging from when last we burnt this thing down. And I do have my aura on. It was on when we left. So the storm aura of the sea is on, and one creature of my choice takes lightning damage. DC 13 for the boy that just charged up the stairs at me, my man.
This guy, DC 13, do you say Constitution?
Yes.
Ah.
Well,
He makes
that's
it.
unfortunate. So he takes half damage of 1d6. So.
He'll take 2 damage.
Cool. And then we will swing the great axe at him with advantage because we are still raging. It also does +2 damage. I don't think that's factored into roll 20.
No, it's not.
So I believe a 24 will hit.
Yeah, so you describe your kill.
I think Ozak, being the elder statesman that he is, kind of sees these younger children in danger, and he's just losing his mind at this point and just hacks straight through the guy who came up the stairs at him without even a second thought. Like it doesn't even pass through his mind that this person's in his way, and he's actually going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Right there.
Okay.
And he's gonna kind of start making his way to bully these dudes, and that is it for me.
Okie doke. So you enter their space. That's fine. Osel, it is your turn.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cast Thunderous Smite.
Remember, you have to make an attack first.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
I know you're new to paladins.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna glaive this guy right in front of me.
Okay.
So let's do that.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Nice.
That's gonna hit.
Ooh.
Don't worry about it. I'll take the first one. So 9
Yeah, first one.
damage. Yep.
And then Thunderous Smite.
Yep. Yeah. So DC 13 strength save.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
Oh.
Oh.
So he only takes half damage, but describe your kill.
The sight of the children being tied up is, riled me, Osel up, and he just first person he sees just takes the glaive and just swipes right through him, and it cuts him across diagonally, and he falls bleeding right in front of Osel, and that kind of triggers something in him, and he knows that this is not the end of the fight, but he's one step closer to the end.
Okay. Let's see here. So he is Dunzo.
It's a toasty little thug over there.
Side note, as this is happening, the fire continues to grow. And more of the fort is on fire. Now, next to you, Yip Yap, you notice the whole gate is there, and it's starting to get pretty close to you over there.
Dark.
All right, so it is now this guy's turn, and he sees you run in there, Ozak, and he does not want to have you interrupt what he is doing, and he looks at you and he says, "I've got things to finish. You're in my way, mate." And he is going to give an old attack at you.
I didn't ask him if he had things to finish. A 15 will hit.
I have not rolled that yet. That was from the last one. So he is going to he gets 2 attacks.
Uh-oh.
Does an 18 hit?
Ooh.
That'll do.
Okie doke. So he has a mace, and he rears back and just launches this thing right at you. You don't carry... No, you just have the great axe. So he swings, and you kind of turn, and he hits you right in the shoulder and does 5 damage.
Rude. You insolent boy. He's got another one coming at me.
Yes, he does. And his next attack... Let me get this again. Boom. Rears back with the mace. Does a 14 hit you?
Just hits me.
Just hits you. So he hits you once. Boom. You kind of flinch from the pain in your shoulder. And he notices that. And he comes back. And instead of taking a full swing again, he just pulls back kind of shortly and jabs it straight into your chest.
This dude's rude. I don't like him. Mess him up.
And that is his turn. And we are back to the top. Yip Yap.
All right, I am going to move because I don't like this fire. What am I doing? All right, I'm going to move. Well, I'm going to try to move. All right, I don't know what this is doing.
Roll20 is acting a little crazy right now.
Yeah, it is. It's
where would you like to... Just tell me where you'd like to go.
I'll show you. I'll try to ping it. I want to go right there.
Okay. So from where you were over here, 5, 10, 15, 20... Yeah, you can make it right here.
All right. And then I want to... I'm going to use a sorcery point. And I'm going to twin a witch bolt. And I'm going to fire one at this dude.
Okay.
And one at this dude.
All right. Go ahead and make your attacks.
All right. First one. $15.
That hits.
All right.
Nice.
So he takes 8 from that one.
Okay.
And then the second one. It's going to count this as 2 spell slots, but it's
Sure.
really not.
You can go ahead and fix that. That's fine. That hits too.
All right, so that's 8 to that guy.
That guy does not feel good right now. He took one right to the chest, and yeah, he's oh, you can see he's dropped his head. His scimitar's still sheathed because he was trying to get that kid rocked in it, but you see it hits him in the chest, and he kind of slumps over a little bit and grabs his chest and stops what he's doing.
All right. So that is all I've got.
Okay. their turn. So that guy who just took one to the chest is going to draw and attack you, Ozak, with his scimitar. I'm pretty sure an 11 does not hit.
No, but you are with advantage, and a 15 does.
Aha. Okay. So he goes back, slashes. He pulls out, and with the upswing goes and catches you. You think you are able to block it with your axe, but you are not. For 5 damage.
Oof.
And that is his turn. Next up. Oh, that guy's dead, so we're going to take him out of the mix. That means it's Quill. Your turn.
Okay, well, I'm just going to look at the guy who just got burned and came up and swung at me, and I'm just going to smile, and I'm going to move Moonbeam just enough to re-engulf him and kind of just
catch that guy.
Laugh as it hits again.
All right, so that goes in. Roll your 2d10, and it was what was it, a 13 con save?
Yeah.
Okay. 9 damage. Doesn't matter. Describe your kill.
I just smile at him, and he just looks distraught at me, and as I smile, I just go, and it comes back right at him, and he goes in flames and hits the ground.
So without seeing it, his back is turned, he's so focused on you. You move this moonbeam ever so quietly, and it just comes in and sears into the back of him in this pale, ghostly white flame, and you just see him completely crumble and drop to the ground.
Yes, and then I'm going to move my movement. I'm going to take it. I can go right here, closer to their fight.
Okay.
And that ends my turn, sir.
Okay. This child does not have a turn. It is now Seamus continues to run, and Seamus is out of here. Bye-bye, Seamus.
Prince.
He's pieced out.
Coward.
That guy is dead. That guy is dead. This guy sees Seamus running, and he was already on his way out, and he continues to run with Seamus. And that brings us back to you, Ozak.
All right. I am not going to recklessly attack this time because, actually, screw it. Yeah, we are. He's pissed.
Yeah.
He doesn't like this treatment of children. So the storm aura is actually going to shock this dude with the beard token behind me, or as I imagine.
This guy here?
Yeah. DC 13.
Okay. Let me make a... That was a con save, correct?
Oh.
And he'd take half of 6, so 3.
Describe your kill.
I don't even think Ozak is paying much attention to him. It's kind of the aura is whipping around, and bolt of lightning just zaps this dude in the forehead. As Ozak turns and is recklessly attacking the man with the mace that has been prodding him with it. Incredibly rude. So I'm guessing an 18.
That hits. Yep.
So 6 plus 2, so 8 damage.
Okay. So yeah, after he jabs you in the chest, like you kind of rear back from it, and with that it allows you to come back up and swing, and you get him like right into the shoulder. 8 more damage.
I believe that is it for me.
Okay. Ocel, you are up.
All right, I'm going to run up here, and I'm going to run down here. And that's it.
I don't think you can make it that far.
A double move?
Oh, yeah. If you want to dash, you can do it.
Yeah.
Yep. If you want to dash, you can do it. That's fine. Okay, cool. So that is your turn?
Yep.
Okay. It is this guy's turn. Seeing you come up, or feeling you come up, he doesn't like that. So he turns away from you, Ozak, and he's going to attack you, Ocel. Does, yeah, I'm pretty
Ooh.
sure 23 hits
Yeah.
for 3 damage.
Woohoo.
So he swings real hard, and you're able to kind of turn your shoulder a little bit. He was trying to get in between your glaive, and as you turn, it just kind of glances off your shoulder armor.
Mm.
So then he rears back again, and he attacks again. Ooh, that's a crit.
Yeah.
That might be a time for to use that reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okie doke. Here we go. So he re-rolls.
Better than a crit.
It's not a crit.
Better than a crit.
It's not a crit.
Thanks, zombie.
Thank you, Zombie Knight.
Way to go, zombie.
Billy's bacon.
For 5 damage.
That's fine.
And that is his turn. Yip yap, we are back to you.
All right, so I've still got my witch bolt in this dude, so I'm going to give him a good shock
Okay.
for 9 damage.
This guy, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Let me pop 9 out of there.
How do you kill him?
Okay. So he takes one. You can see it like shake him a little bit. He's still up, but he's not feeling so hot.
Ooh, he's a tough one.
All right. That bandit is dead. Quill, it is your turn. However, as you look down over here at the battle ensuing, over to your left, from one of the tents, you see somebody emerge.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. Oh, we messed up.
And he looks familiar. He looks very familiar. Ignore the token. He's got black.
Okay.
He's got
Black hair.
he's
Black
got
hair?
black. He's got black hair. And
Screw that guy.
yeah, he's
And a white flag.
yeah.
All right.
That is Drimnin Turia.
No.
All right. Yeah, my flame can move directly to him. So that's I'm gonna notice him on the field, and I'm just gonna move that beam right over him. He comes out of the tent, just right into a flame.
How much movement do you have on that? Was it 40 feet?
No, I mean it's a range of 120, engulfed in flames.
No, but how much can you move it with your turn? I don't remember what Moonbeam was. I want to say there was a limit to what you could.
Was it supposed? I don't know either. It doesn't say
Hold
how
on.
much it moves on the card.
Let me look it up. Just I want to know.
60 feet in any direction.
60. Okay.
Oh, that's not even gonna get there.
Yeah, that'll get there.
Yeah,
Will it?
Oh yeah.
Should.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just engulf him then.
See, he walks out of the tent like trying to be all badass, and you're like, haha, pew, right into it. All right. So
And then
go ahead and roll your damage.
12.
Nice.
Okay. So your ghostly flame comes creeping across, and he sees it coming, but he can't move fast enough to do it. What was the DC on that again?
13.
DC Con, right?
Uh-huh.
Ha!
Yeah.
Nope.
Nice.
Ah.
And I'm going to take my movements to right behind this wagon, because I'm
Okay.
pretty sure he can reach from there.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
man.
We will pick him up on the next one. It is... That guy is gone. Seamus has left the battlefield.
Good.
That
Coward.
guy is gone. That guy has left the battlefield. That means Ozak, we are back to you.
Oh,
Finish it.
yes. And we are going to continue to recklessly attack because why not? Yeah, so I don't think Ozak really needs an explanation. He's still just laying into this guy as hard as he can.
Okay.
Well, actually, the storm is still raging, so we'll go with that first.
Okay.
So it'll zip around at him. So
Let me make my con. Let's see. Nope.
Nice.
So
it takes 5.
all 5 damage. So as the storm aura is like swirling and just kind of encasing you, you see him start to like shudder and struggle, and he winces, and he kind of grasps at his chest and then just collapses.
Nice.
As he should. Can I make it over to what was his name? Drimnin. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh yeah. Does that put me in the circle of light? They're gonna smack me.
I think you can be just outside of it.
Yeah. Oh, that is the intention at least.
Yep, you can engage but still be outside of it.
Yep. And we will smack him with the greater.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
Nice.
So +2 again because we're coming in
Yeah.
hot. So 9 damage.
Okie doke.
Does the aura hit him as well when you move into him?
I can only do one enemy.
Once.
Only
Okay.
once. Yep.
Okay.
Okie doke. Osel, you are up.
Give me a second. I clicked out of the window.
Oh, you're fine, man.
I'm going to be rolling over there and introducing his face to my glaive. Once this comes up. There we go. So let's move up. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then I'll attack him because glaive has reach.
Yep, you have 10 feet.
Man with the pole arm.
Yep. $13
Yep.
does not hit.
Ah.
Your damn paws.
Yep.
Okie doke. So, anything else on your turn?
That's it.
Okay. That guy is done now. So, Yip Yap, we are back to you. Oops.
I think what I'm gonna do. Let's see. I'm gonna move. Well, I'm gonna try to move. I would like to move here. I don't know why I can't move myself, but I'd like to go
I'll get
there.
you. Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I'm going to fire a witch bolt. Am I right? Yeah. So I'm going to fire a witch bolt at that guy.
Okay.
That's... Ooh, 13.
Does not hit. Just misses.
All right. That's all I got.
So you fire, and you've just seen Osel miss, and you're trying to go between Osel and Ozak, and you're not quite sure, and you think you sent it right, but it just happens to miss him. It is now his turn. So he goes and he attacks you, Ozak.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Ooh.
Yep. Yeah, that does it.
for 4 slashing. So he rears back with his scimitar, and he comes at like a side swipe, trying to get under the hilt of your great axe. And he catches you.
All right. Didn't feel good, but.
And his second attack.
Oh, that part too. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Ooh, 8.
Mm.
So he comes once and then comes back again and catches you.
Ozak is down.
Okay. Ozak is unconscious. So, you can't fully see it in chat, guys, but just parts of it are there. Unconscious creature is incapacitated. It cannot move or speak, unaware of its surroundings. Some fun Roll20 stuff here for you. All right. So with that, Quill, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna take full movement to right here,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to cast Healing Word on Ozak.
Okay.
And hopefully that. Okay.
6. Back to you.
Okay.
So you are no longer unconscious. However, you are prone.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and do what they have not seen yet. I'm going to do a nice little wild shape into a giant hyena.
Nice.
Yep. And I'm going to, well, that ends my turn, so.
Okay.
Nice.
And that brings us back to you, Ozak.
All right, so half my movement to stand. Yep.
Correct.
All right, so he'll stand up.
Hold on a second, guys. I'm sorry. My moonbeam, since I cast Healing Word, is now gone, right?
Yeah. Yes, moonbeam is.
Yeah, you can remove that from the field. I just don't want to make that a mistake. Yeah.
I think Ozak's a little pissed he got knocked down, so he's gonna rage again. I think I can do that twice in a day, right? Yeah. Once you rage.
Oh.
Yeah, I can rage again. So we're gonna rage again. And Storm Aura. We'll use our bonus action to activate the Storm Aura again, because I believe that faded after I got knocked unconscious. And Brendan is going to take 1d6 of lightning damage, given he passes his test.
Okay. Also, Quill, your moonbeam is still up.
It is. So does he still have to do a 2d10?
Healing Word is not concentration.
Oh. So I'd roll 2d10 on him because it was my turn?
Yep.
Oh, no, it's when he...
It's... You... He'll do it on...
only...
He'll do it on the start of his next turn.
On the start of his next turn, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So, Coach, that was your Storm Aura.
Yep. He does not pass, so he takes 5.
5 full damage to him.
And then we will recklessly attack with our 6 health as we get back up and get knocked down again.
I get knocked down. Okay. Ooh.
14.
Oh, nice.
Oh, we got advantage, so dirty 20 there.
Yeah, that hits.
So 12 damage.
Okay. So yeah, you come back up and you just boom catch him with your great axe, and he's hurting now. He's not feeling good.
Yeah, me neither. He can join the club.
And he's just starting to seethe now. Like, he's looking at all of you. He's like, I am so close. You all will perish. You do not know what you seek. You don't even know what you are going to find, if you can even find it. And with that, Osel, it is your turn.
Finish him, Osel.
Osel kind of strides up and he says, "You've been hurting children. There's no recompense for that. And I glaive him. Oh, yeah.
Crit.
Holy shit.
Crit. So, go ahead and describe your kill.
I'm just fueled by the rage of these children being harmed. And I just take my glaive and I put it right through his neck.
Okay. And yeah, he drops. He is unconscious on the ground.
Nice.
And with that, initiative is over.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes.
So, things happening right now. This fort is still on fire. You still have 5 kids no longer being tied up or anything. Like, they're still tied up, but they're no longer having rocks tied into them. Crying, absolutely terrified. And you have Drimnin laying on the ground, bleeding from the neck. What do you guys wish to do?
I walk up to Drimnin, and I grab him right on his wound, and I say, "What are you doing here?"
He's unconscious.
He did.
I'm dropping the moonbeam then if he's going to grab him.
I still do it because that's just kind of my thing.
Okay. So you reach down and you grab him right by the neck and what are you doing with these children? And he just limply kind of bounces. Blood is now covering your hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go towards the bridge and just make sure nobody doubles back. Because I know I'm just going to scare the children.
They see this giant hyena walk by, and I mean, they're already scared, but now they're kind of like, what? What's that thing doing over here? I'm so scared. I want my mommy.
Ozak, why don't you go take care of the children?
I think
Ozak the cuddler
has like a complete 180 in his temperament after Drimnin falls, and he walks over to the kids and starts untying whatever bonds or rocks are tied to them. Now, young ones, there is no need to be terrified anymore. You are safe. Will not take the long fall to join the elders.
Oh, there's no elders down there. Luckily there's nobody down there. We were supposed to get pushed off. I just want to go see my mommy.
You will find a way to get you home, which would be where?
We're from Marsember.
Young ones missing from Marsember. No one spoke of that when we were in town. We will get you back. Unfortunately, I believe our only way out is over this bridge.
Yeah, because everything is basically on fire now, and there's a giant ravine to the bottom, and then a giant ravine behind the tents. The tents over there.
When we look over the bridge, what do we see?
So you look out over the bridge, and it's another landmass similar to this, and it kind of goes down, and what you see at the bottom of the ravine is like, it's not quite as big as a river, but it's bigger than a creek. So as the bridge actually goes down, it's like a rope bridge that goes down, and it descends, and you probably drop 50, 60, 70 feet going down, and then it gets you fairly close to the river. Trees, typical like woods, like a small river through the woods. So yeah, you're untying the kids. They're starting to calm down a little bit. You're kind of like that old grandpa that has a way with kids.
Walk in circles, young ones. It will help get the blood flowing, and it will make it easier when we take the bridge. It is a long, long walk to the bottom. So
they all like step out and get away from the edge. And you're kind of like, there's still bodies just strewn everywhere. Drimnin continues to bleed out.
I think while he's dealing with the kids, I want to look in this guy's tent where Drimnin came from. See what's in his tent.
Okay, so you head over there, make an investigation check.
Oh, I'm sure that'll go well. 12.
You see a bedroll. like some personal items, a chair, a map of some what look to be tunnels that you can recognize because you've dug one of them, and you see like a marking at the end of that tunnel that you went down.
Okay, I'm going to take the map.
Okay.
Nothing else of value or anything interesting other than that?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to search Drimnan's body, see if there's anything on his person that is useful.
Okay. Let's see. What do you find? You find a scimitar. He has a hand crossbow. He has a dagger. And he's got his cloak, and he's got studded leather armor. But nothing terribly interesting. He's got a couple of rings on.
Do I perceive any kind of value or magical properties of said rings?
Without being able to cast Identify, you aren't sure on the magic. However, they are gold.
Okay, I'll take his rings off, and also take my dagger out, and I'll cut off part of his cloak and put it in my pack, like side pack.
Okay, so the rings are like a simple gold band, like if this was gold, and there's like one tiny gemstone in each. It's a clear gemstone, probably a diamond.
Okay.
All right.
I think after the kids settled down a little bit, Ozak would start rolling some of the bodies off the side just to kind of like get them out of the way.
So yeah, you go up and you start dumping stuff out of here, dragging them out. This one up here further up near the fire has been consumed. He caught on fire and he's done. These two are they're going. They're not near the fire, so they're not burning yet. But the flames continue to encroach. The entirety of this fort is now aflame.
I suggest we move quickly. The embers are growing, and they will only grow until they run out of fuel, and we count as fuel.
To get to the Corey, but when I was going to the mine, would I come through this fort?
So what you realize by looking at that map is you were actually tunneling outside of this fort.
Mm-hmm.
However, like when on your approach, you saw the fort, but then you guys went up to the left, and then there's an entrance. And what you see on this map is actually there is a way into the mine from up here.
Okay.
Under this tower up here, there is a tunnel that goes down with a ladder in it. From what you can discern on the map.
Okay. Well, I'll point that out, that an entrance to the mine is under the tower.
Well, the tower is under a sheet of flame. I do not think it wise to walk through.
And these children need to return to Marsember. That is our top priority currently.
Yes, getting these ones back to town. We can come back to the mine. Does not leave. Mines do not have legs.
Others may get to the shiny before us.
That is not our problem right now. Our problem was simply to maybe investigate this undead problem. Turns out our problem now is getting these children back to their town. I hesitate leading children down into a mine where there might be danger.
That's not an option. We need to get them home and safe to their families.
I agree. Osel speaks wisdom here. Hopefully
the hyena is going to run over to the gate and try to... There's a little entrance where Yip Yip came through, and try to just shoulder charge into that to see if he can just knock that out so we could get anybody through.
Oh, okay, you can do that. There is a bridge down at the bottom that you guys were going to leave.
Oh, so we can just go that. Let's do that then.
But I mean, if you want
Hyenas dumb. Hyenas are dumb.
if you want to barrel through there, we can
Blame the
certainly do
hyena.
that. Yeah.
Blame the hyena.
Okay. So, with that, you have left the area. Bodies aflame, fort aflame, with a map of the tunnel system. 5 children in tow. And you make your way back to Marsember. And it is there that we will pause for the night. And we will pick this up next time.
Dope.
All right, all right, all
Excellent.
right.
So, thank you everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this was enjoyable for all the people watching. Start of a new campaign here, and we've got some things in store for our players here. Something I'm gonna do, and it's something I've seen Steven do and other DMs, and I want to do this before we shut down. Is starting with you, Coach, and we're gonna work our way around. Is just something you enjoyed about this game. And we'll start with you, Coach, and work our way around.
I enjoyed the pacing of it. I got 2 things really, because the pacing of it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the start and where the different avenues, quite literally and figuratively, we could have taken that way. And then, I mean, it wasn't like we all started in a tavern, best friends. There was a kind of a second guessing to the party, and that was kind of cool, and I dug that a lot. I also dug playing an older character, an older, wiser character. I've never really done that, so I kind of was able to branch out a little bit, and it's always fun for me when I get to step outside my comfort zone character-wise. So thank you to you again. It was a wonderful, wonderful journey tonight, and I cannot wait for next time.
Yeah. Chris, let's jump over to you
Well,
for this way.
I liked the I liked how this tied into our first offline episode, which the viewers don't know about, but which we do, and I liked how Osel's dream sort of became reality, and it became reality right at the point where we left off in our first session together, and I thought that was really, really cool. And I think I've said this before. I'm playing a character that I've never played before, and that's a lot of fun too. I like something totally different, so it's been great.
Cool. Elliot, down in the bottom corner.
I think also tying into the 01, the session 0, I didn't expect us to jump right into that, and that, like, I don't know if you saw my face while we were doing that. I got super excited, and I was like, man, that was so cool that all of a sudden we just kind of went into it. I think it was great. We kind of melded as a group quickly. The attention to detail, the heated snifter, didn't see that coming on the brandy. So I think it all worked out great, man.
Cool.
So, yeah.
All right, and Billy.
I mean, from my character's perspective, being the one kind of to bring everyone together. And sorry about Jeter. He just being, knowing what my character has kind of been through and what everyone will eventually figure out about him, and just playing it from that perspective was really cool. Just trying to bring my own, get everyone together, not get frustrated, not get, too into myself in terms of the character, and then having everything come back around to where we were in session 0 in the burning fort. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And figuring out where this journey is going to take us, and I think it was great. And Corey did a fantastic job as DM, and
Thank you.
Love being with this crew. It's a great crew.
Cool. Yeah, for me, I had a completely different start planned, so that went out the window. So I think that was actually kind of fun because it made me take all my nerves and go completely in a different direction. So thank you guys for that. I'm glad all the technical issues actually happened. We were able to get them fixed pretty quick and knock that out. I think probably my favorite moment was, gosh, probably the start. Definitely the start. That threw me right in the beginning, and yeah, that's always just super cool. So yeah. So thanks everybody. We pick up every other Monday, so we will not be playing next Monday, but we will pick up the following Monday, which actually no, we won't. That's the 31st. We will be playing Wednesday the 2nd. So we will be playing same thing, 8 p.m. Wednesday the 2nd of January, first game of the new year for us, session number 2, and let's kick off a raid here in a second. And we'll let everybody go. Never done this before, so we'll see how this works. And all right, so chatters, I'm just gonna grab somebody because I know they've been doing charity stuff all day. So let's throw some love at WebDM. I know Grant's been doing a lot of stuff with them. So all right, a few more seconds and they're out. So thanks again, everybody. And
Thank you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
A lot of fun. Thanks.
peace out. All right, bye guys.